Hello, morning everyone. Welcome to this informative session about the double master degree between FIP and Georgia Tech. So I don't know if we know each other. Well, I definitely don't know you, but I'm Anne Demir. I'm the Vice Dean for International Relations. So any questions you might have about this after, you can just send me an email. And we have with us Bertrand Boussert from Georgia Tech Europe, who will tell us about the program. And, well, I guess afterwards, we'll just open a round of questions and see if you have any doubts. So, thank you, Bertrand.
Muchas gracias, Ana. Hola a todos, ¿cómo estás? Espero que estés bien. Hablo un poco español, pero voy a hacer la presentación en inglés. Okay, so yes, I will do it in English. I will do it in English, not in Spanish. No, my Spanish is not that good to be able to do a presentation. So I will present you to the opportunity that you have to complete, in fact, or gain 2 degrees, one from Georgia Tech and one from UPC. So Georgia Tech has basically, it's the university that has a campus in Europe for now about 30 years. This is a university from the state of Georgia, so which are, you see here a list of 2 pictures. The top one refers to main campus, the bottom one to the European campus. So Georgia Tech is in the center of the city of Atlanta. That's pretty green. You are very well connected to, for example, the airport. You have one of the main freeway that is not very far from campus. And you also see here a pool. And why do you see a pool on the slide? Simply because in 1996, Atlanta was the host of the Olympics. And so basically, the pool of the Olympics have been constructed and built on main campus. So now this is accessible to students. And you also have in front of this pool, you have the diving pool, so you can test yourself to the diving if you wish. That's a little bit scary from what I heard, but if this is your decision, you'll have to do it. So in the middle, you have Buzz. So Buzz is our mascot, so that's you participate to most of events on campus, like commencement, graduation, first day of class, or here for whatever event of a fair that is taking place on campus. And at the bottom, you have a student that you hire from European campus, and also the building that you can see on the right. And this building is now being double in size because to make sure that we can accept all the students that apply to this campus. So why Georgia Tech? So I will go over here some of the students that did this program and what they are doing now. So the first one is an aerospace engineering student that graduated in 2019 and was now working for Safran in France. And you see that when she was on main campus, she received a TA position, so she received some funding. Then Adrien, he joined the program in 2000. There is a bug here, by the way, that I will correct. This is when you do, in fact, your stuff and you are not totally awake. So he joins the program in 2012, and he is now working for Amazon. So he's based in the US. But before going to Amazon, he was basically in France. Marion has been able to join a US company after graduation. That was in 2010. And the last one, which I think is very interesting, is a student that at that time did the track in mechanical engineering and now is the CEO of a company that he created in 2014. And this company is designing, in fact, fast charger for electrical cars. Okay, so you see when it developed that in 2014, it was maybe some sort of a joke, but now is pretty rich. So what about this program? In fact, you see those different profiles, so that can give you some ideas about how you may join it based on what you would like to do and what those people have been doing. This program, in fact, it will be very different from what you are used to, because we will give you a contract and you will basically put the courses that will match, in fact, your interest and the reason why you have joined, in fact, us. This program will guide you toward this, because each master that I will present has his own rules. You will be also doing a dual degree. That's the opportunity to open you up to new domains, so to enlarge your scope of knowledge. I mentioned previously 2 campuses, but each campus you are in a multicultural environment. For example, on the European campus, the largest population of students are US students. Okay, we have about between 150 and 200 US students on campus, and we will make sure that all the students mix together, and I will tell you more a little bit later how we do that. Strong return on investment. So yeah, if you have seen the profile I showed you just before, you see that those have pretty nice jobs in major companies. And basically most of the students that do this degree join major companies, and due to the fact that they have this dual degree, are eligible to intergroup mobility. Okay, so they can move very quickly to other side of the company. GeorgiaTech is the core activity is the research that feed academia, so classes that you will be attending to. Research, basically we have an investment of $1.4 billion on a yearly basis on world-class research program that you can also participate in by the means of thesis, or like PhD, for example, can be on the European or main campus. One part that is also that research is feeding is entrepreneurship and innovation. And so here, this part is managed by Enterprise Innovation Institute that will basically guide students or faculty that are in the process to develop a company. Okay, so that EI Square, as we used to name it, will manage all the back office to help the faculty to maintain a high level of research activity, and if this is a student, to be able to terminate and graduate from the university. If you are interested also in this perspective, there are some specific classes that you can also be able to attending to, and you see that the economic impact of those companies, especially on the main campus, correspond to revenues of about $1.4 billion to the city of Atlanta. So you see that this is not negligible. Joining this program, if you have, as I said earlier, the idea of creating a company, or if you are in the process of creating a company, we will be able to guide you also by connecting you to our entrepreneur networks, or to take part also to the GeorgiaTech. So I will share, in fact, this presentation to UPC so you can view it. And on each of those images, you will have links, so that will connect you to the right web page. And see, for example, what this list of persons, the picture I have at the bottom, did and how they succeed. Reputation of the degree. So GeorgiaTech is, so you will join basically a program of excellence. You have here also some of the main rankings that we do have, but I will let you look at this later. So dual degree program, you spend the first semester at GT Europe. Then you do your thesis at UPC, and then you go to main campus. Okay, so the transition to the European campus will be a smooth transition from the European education system to the US system. Okay, so we'll move from something where you are, everything is ready, to a system where we will ask you why you're here. So what do you want to do? There will be some course transfer that will be possible, so that will reduce, in fact, the cost. And basically, one semester on main campus, one semester on the European campus, you have an investment of less than $40K that is highly competitive compared to a 1 year of study in the US, which is typically around 60K. There are some opportunities of assistantship, so that does exist. So you will have to be proactive on those. Here, that's the specialization that are available for UPC students. So if most of you are from the FIB, it will make sense that you will apply to computer science, but I will tell you how to do it. Here also, on each of those images, you have a link that will put you to the right page. This program of excellence at GT Europe, if you join us, let's say next fall, you will be able, if you are in electrical and computer engineering, to do a class with session in clean rooms. Okay, so that's what you have on the top right. If you are in computer science, you will be attending to the classes of Larry Heck. So Larry Heck is a former PhD student of Georgia Tech who has worked for Microsoft and Samsung and is a co-creator of Cortana, which is a voice recognition software. He's an expert, of course, in natural language processing. So that's the classes that he will be teaching at GT Europe next fall. And if you are in aerospace engineering, you will be able to get some engineering skill in system engineering, in aerospace with Dr. Mavris by the means of the Grand Challenge. So the Grand Challenge is kind of an open project that students work with typically in team, and there are some presentation at the end. There is no solution. You will propose solution at the end, but that might be a good one or kind of a trade-off between different solutions depending on the case you have to look at. Here we have the timeline that I described briefly earlier. So you start on the European campus, then you do the thesis for the UPC degree, so that's totally controlled by UPC. Okay, so, and then you move to main campus. Here you have an idea of the cost, so that the cost that will be associated to the 2025-2026, so those will be reevaluated next year, and you will move to main campus on a F1 visa. Okay, so you have a proof of funding too that they will be provided. For aerospace engineering, we have two options on how you can conduct your program. Either so option one, you can do an extension on main campus, or option two, you take an online course during your thesis at UPC, and you see that from those two options, you can have a kind of a significant cost reduction. And financial aid, so you have financial aid on both campuses. So at GT Europe, if you're admitted for next fall, you will be receiving an information in June about open position. Okay, so you will simply apply, and if you are selected, you will have a tuition waiver or a 2/3 of a tuition waiver, and the fees. So this means that if you have a full tuition waiver, instead of paying the semester $7,600, you will only pay $200. Okay, so that's significant. And on main campus, so you can be, if you are recruited by a faculty on a PhD program, you will be by default funded. However, if you do a MS with thesis, you may not be funded because the faculty is not required to provide you funding, because the master thesis is an option of the master, and therefore may not be funded. So have that in mind. Some schools also provide us some GTA position like aerospace engineering and electrical and computer engineering. So student life on the European campus. So we, as I said, the number of students is typically, You will be there in the fall semester. We have about between 250, 300 students. And to make them merge together, we organize what we call the grand mix. And this is kind of a speed dating. Okay, so every 5 minutes you change as a person you are talking to, so that enables you to meet some new people. So you can meet undergraduates from the US, you can meet students from Asia, from the US, from other European partners, South America and Africa. So that's a highly enriching event. We typically organize this event 2 or 3 times at the beginning of the semester due to the high demand. This is a 1-hour event, and at the end we feed you with Coca-Cola and pizza. Yes, I know. And this is managed basically by what we call the Leonardo program, that also provide you some other event like trips and attending to concert. The class on the European campus are small, so you have that's a good learning experience. You have an easy access to faculty as well if you want to discuss with them about question on the course that you are attending to, or to research that you will be interested in doing. We have also the weekly seminar at the beginning of the semester that enable you to connect with former alumni, to discuss with them about what you might be able to do after graduation. Learning resource, where we have Institute Lafayette, so that's the course in the clean room I showed you earlier, and we have some makerspace as well. Main campus, so that's larger. Okay, so that's a campus that can be same size as the UPC one over here. It's about 16 hectares. That's in the heart of Atlanta. You have various organization clubs managed by students. You have also some makerspace. So all of those are open to you. So now, how to join this program? So there will be a pre-selection that will be done by UPC. So you will have to be at the end of the bachelor, I will say the top 20%. So to match criteria number 1, but that's I will let Anna Demir discuss with you more in details how the pre-selection will take place at UPC. As soon as you have the green line from UPC, you will look for 3 faculty of the FIB, for example, to support your application. So when you pick those faculty, make sure that you spend time to meet with them, to share with them your statement of purpose that you will have to write for the application, so that they have some element for you to be able to write this, letter. They have to write a 3/4 of a page, so they need some element from you. So if you apply in aerospace engineering, EC, electrical and computer engineering, mechanical engineering, you will need to take one of those 3 tests, so TOEFL or IELTS or TOEIC. And if you apply in computer science, you will need to add also the GRE. Okay, so that you have here the score that you have to match with. Here, that's some of the keys. So the first deadline I put here is a soft deadline. Okay. This is not a strong one. I'm inviting you to take those tests before Christmas, typically, so that you can retake those in January or early February if needed. Okay, so for example, the GRE, you saw that you have 3 scores. So if you have to retake it because you have one part that failed, you will only retake that part, because GT will only take into account the best score of each trial. Okay, so here that's what we can say, and that's it for me. So if you have any question, the floor is yours. I also brought some goodies, so you will be able to help yourself after the talk. Thank you. Yes.
So we just do the question with the mic so that it gets recorded.
Yes. So I have a question regarding the recommendation letters. Do they have to be from FIB faculty, or can they be from some other source?
It can be, one can be from another source if that really bring real added value to your application. Okay, so if you did work on R&D lab at Google, yes, for sure. If you did some storage of boxes in a supermarket, no.
Makes sense. Okay. So like 3 in total, or should it be 3 from FIB and additional ones?
No, 3 total.
3 total. Okay. Right. Thank you.
I wanted to ask if the GPA is from the bachelor's degree.
Yes.
Or okay.
Yes, yes. The
Okay,
GPAs
thanks.
from the bachelor degree makes sure then that during the master you don't, you maintain in fact a good GPA.
Also, I wanted to ask about the teaching assistant scholarships.
Yes?
How can we get them? Like, should we contact directly to?
No, in fact, we will inform you about the position, you will apply. You will tell, okay, I'm interested in this position because I can help for, I don't know, fluid dynamics or thermodynamics, and if you are selected, you will be assigned to a faculty who's teaching this type of course, and that will be only for undergraduate courses.
Okay, thanks.
Yes?
So for the GRE, basically we only have 1 month to take it before we apply.
Yes. Well, you have to prepare, number one.
Yeah.
Then to take it. It takes time to get ready for it. I do agree. But that's feasible. You know, last year I came at the same period, and currently Carla Garcia, who is in the program, was able to take the GRE, to pass the GRE and being admitted. Okay, so basically, when how will that be working? If you are pre-selected by UPC, UPC will send us a list of students pre-selected, and you will be receiving an information on how to do the application online. That's a PDF file, and in this PDF file, they will also provide you the code that you will have to provide if you take the GRE, so that the score be sent straight from ETS to GT. Okay, so make sure that each time you take those tests, you do that, because those scores will be sent out automatically. And for example, if you fail one part of the GRE, and if you retake it and you pass, we will take the best score of each try. Okay, so that's why you'll have to follow that. What else?
I have a question regarding the GPA. When I was asking some faculty member regarding that, I got informed that it's not from bachelor's, but from the first semester here. So I was wondering if that decision is on the FIB side, or is it like strictly bachelor's?
Okay, so basically you apply during the first year of your master. Okay, so basically only the bachelor is completed. So we will only consider the degree that is completed. So that only is a bachelor. Now, as I was saying to your colleague who asked a similar question, make sure that during the master you maintain a high GPA, so that that at the end UPC do not tell us, okay, this guy just have a very bad GPA in the first year of the master, please remove it from the list. Okay, so that will be too bad. So we only look for the bachelor. The grade for the master will come when you will be admitted to finalize your admission.
Okay, so if the bachelor's GPA is below that, that's like hard requirement.
Yes.
Okay.
But C with UPC based on your performance in the M1, but that the ball is in the camp of UPC.
Okay.
So I would say that if you are interested, just send us your application and we'll review it. We'll compare it with applications of students that have made it to the program and really see if you have a chance or not. And we'll talk with the master coordinator to see if how are you doing in the masters and so on. But in doubt, apply. And then
How do you go from the grade that is from 1 to 10 to the 1 to 4 GPA, or 0 to 4?
Okay, that's a good question. So 110 is an absolute scale. Our scale is a relative scale. So basically, at Georgia Tech, you are graded on a letter grade, so A, B, C, D. So you have A when you are the top 10%, B the following 10%, and C and D for the others. Okay, so basically, if you, I have, for example, if I take the French system, so basically, if you have, if at your average at the end of the bachelor is over, I will say 14 and a half out of 20, that makes you eligible. But you have to make sure also that the grade in the core courses for computer science, that will be like algorithmics, that will be database, that will be programming, will be quite high. Also, we are looking at the math, probabilities, statistics. The grade needs to be sufficiently high. So that's kind of the let's say the key courses that you need to check. So if I look at a scale of 1 to 10, that would be 7 and between 7 and 10 or 8 and 10. But C was UPC, as Anna was saying, apply and they will see. So what I'm telling you is very general, but probably discuss for your own case.
I know that there's different master's programs offered at Georgia Tech, and I was wondering if, let's say I'm doing a master's in computer science, could you do a double degree with another, like, master's, such as?
That's tough.
I did my undergrad in mechanical engineering, for example, so would that help?
Well, if you
I
already do one dual degree, I think you will be, you have a lot of work. At Georgia Tech, if you do, for example, the math and computer science, you will take 4 classes. It's only lectures, but you have a lot of work that you have to do aside of classes. Okay, so because you have homeworks, you have project, and basically for 1 hour of lecture, estimate probably 3 to 4 hours of personal work. Okay, so what I may suggest you to do is probably to do the master in computer science, and then if you still have some courage, you can apply to a master in mechanical engineering, but
Okay.
that will be safer.
And actually, from the legal point of view, the agreement we have with Georgia Tech is the one we have at FIP. But I think all of you are from FIP, right? So because the talk was open to other students. So all the deal we have, well, the agreement we have with Georgia Tech is that we award you the MIDI or the MDS degree, and on the other side you get their degree on the master's degree in computer science. There is no choice for other degrees. But maybe in some years we could explore possibilities, but for the moment it's just computer science. More questions?
So I wanted to ask, from previous years, how many people got like scholarships or tuition waivers? So just to see the likelihood.
Well, we do not have that many. You mean students from UPC or in general?
From this like.
Well, currently we only had one student, and I think I'm not sure, but she may have received a TA position for this semester. I'm not sure 100%, but basically, if you are admitted, you will receive. That's an email that is sent to all the master students arriving on the GT Europe campus in the fall semester. So you receive that email by second half of June, when we have a pretty good idea about the enrollment in the different undergraduate classes. And then you can say, okay, as I was telling you before, I mean, I can do support in math or in I don't know, fluid mechanics or whatever. And then you have an interview with my colleague, and if you are assigned the agreement, then you receive a tuition waiver.
Okay, thank you.
Typically, we recruit between 5 and 6 students per semester to help the undergrad students.
Other questions? You sure you don't have any doubts? So let me just recap. So from our local, or from the local point of view here, so now you are all in the first year of your master. So if you're interested in this double degree, or actually, or in others that we have, and in particular in this one, so this first year at UPC, you should be sure that you clear all mandatory courses in your master's, which probably you would do anyway, but just to be sure. And then the idea of this double degree is that you would go one semester to the European campus of Georgia Tech in Metz, and what the courses you take there will go for elective credit in your. Well, they will go both for elective credit in your UPC masters, and of course for the Georgia Tech masters. And that would be like the fall semester next year. So do you start the term in August in Metz as well?
Yes, so both campuses are on the same calendar. Okay, so we start in August, typically around 21st. The semester fall end by mid-December, that's the finals week, and then another semester start early January. So that's the spring semester.
Yeah, okay, so you would go to the Metz campus in August and to spend the fall there, and then the master thesis has to be done under UPC, so you return administratively to UPC, but that doesn't mean that while you are in France, you see an offer from a company that offers internships that you could do there, your master thesis, or you see any opportunity elsewhere, you can return to UPC, but do your master thesis in mobility. So it will be like, you will have to defend it here and to upload the report, and you would have to have an advisor here, or at least what's called, I don't know how it's called in English, but ponent, someone who checks that the thesis is okay for a master thesis. But you can do it physically here or elsewhere, and then you would go to the main campus in Atlanta for another semester to finish both. both degrees. Right, so if you're interested, first you should contact us. I think you have you have my email address, and you probably have Carol's. Well, if you go to mobility, we'll have some information there.
We can send an email with the presentation, if
Mm-hmm.
it's possible, and give
Or internal deadline.
to send their
Interest, exactly, and your CV and your bachelor diploma, especially if it's not from FIP. And did you do your bachelor here at FIP? Well, you didn't, because you said you came from electricals for.
I went to Georgia Tech.
Oh, you did your bachelor's at GeorgiaTech. Oh, wow. And now you're here and you're considering going there.
I came here for work,
Okay.
but actually I'm doing a startup from CreateX, so I had opportunity to work with some VCs here, which is why, and then I thought it'd be a good opportunity to do my master's here, and then I saw the opportunity to do the double majors.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, just give it a thought, and yes. So we'll send the presentation and a sort of internal deadline, and we'll take it from there. And your deadline was February the 2nd, right?
Yes, that's the deadline. February 2nd is the deadline that your application be submitted online. But then the score from the test, the letters of recommendation can arrive after that. That's not a problem.
And the language certificate? The language certificate for
Yes, they can arrive later. So because they, and basically they are sent automatically. If you take the TOEFL, IELTS, and GREs are being sent automatically. If you take the TOEIC, make sure that on the transcript there is your QR code and your picture.
And what time more or less is the end of the process? So the final decisions? Because I wasn't following this last year.
Yes, so I don't remember exactly, but I think that we had the name of Carla by either the end of November or beginning of December. That we received the list from you.
Mm-hmm. Right, but and the final decision that she was admitted to the program. Around Easter or
if her
something
application, like typically in computer science, that will be processed by March. So typically by end of March, you know about the decision. But we make sure that for those who will apply, they have almost 100% of chance of being admitted. Okay, so that's why we do this a pre-selection first, because then you have to engage some fees for taking the test. So that may cost you a lot.
Okay, perfect. So, time for any other last-minute question? Yeah.
So the visa for the United States, does it allow to come back to, in this case, Spain, or do you have to spend the whole semester over there? Because I guess that in France, because of the Schengen area, there's no problem of that.
No, in fact, you when you move to main campus, you move for a full semester because you will register to classes that are only offered to main campus.
Okay. Yes, but for example, if there's a vacation over there, can you come back for those days, or that's
you
not
may,
allowed?
but basically the recess on main campus at less than a week, so that will be short.
Okay.
And that will be for you an opportunity to do the fall break or the spring break in Florida. Anything else? Any other question? You done? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Bertrand.